We got a spicy tamale today for you. We're going to prove out that when anytime you deploy an application on your Nutanix Cloud Cluster, NC2, that it will have full access to all of the hyperscalers' additional services that they provide. In this case, we have an on-prem environment that's running database as a service, Nutanix NDB. It has the ability to deploy multiple database versions and manage them. So in this case, we're deploying a PostgreSQL database on our Nutanix Cloud Cluster. This is important because people are starting to look at alternatives to save on licensing costs. And so Postgres is a great way to do that. NDB is great because it can manage the open source databases along with MongoDB, SQL, and a variety of other ones. Now, we have that database running. It has a copy of our production data. It can be refreshed anytime. So now it's running on this cluster that is great ROI for high performance virtual machines in the cloud, even at a reduced rate than NC2 can offer for that use case. And now we have the ability to connect to any other cloud service. In this example, we're using AWS Glue DataBrew. So we can normalize the data, and then once our data is normalized, we can use it for machine learning. We can put it into our data lake. Just a lot of endless possibilities. So let's dive in. One of the benefits of running Nutanix Cloud Clusters alongside your on-prem environment is that you get consistency across your deployments. So whether you're doing something in a private data center, you're doing something at the edge, or in a hyperscaler, they can all be managed the same way. And as you move your workloads onto NC2, they can be migrated while preserving their IP addresses, which is really a great thing for older applications that it may be harder to do. And then you also have the benefit of those applications still get high availability in your hyperscaler because the Nutanix AOS is going to provide that with our ability to do multiple copies of data, rack awareness inside of the hyperscaler. And once your application is running there, you also have access to all of the cloud services. So here we have just a quick diagram of what we're deploying. So we have the Nutanix database service running in our private data center in Phoenix. We have an NC2 cluster running in North Virginia. We have a PostgreSQL database connected to it that can talk back to on-prem, but it can also talk to AWS Glue DataBrew. And we have it processing some data from one of the databases running on that server. And this just shows a good example of connecting to AWS services in a secure fashion. So let's see this in action. So here we see in our Nutanix Cloud Clusters portal that we have 3 clusters running. We have a GPU cluster that has an AI workload running. We have our AWS cluster, which we're focusing on, but we can also deploy in Azure as well. So you get that common workflow and consistency across all of your deployments. So this cluster could be easily scaled up if need be. So this could also be done via API. But we want to take a look at this NDB service. So this is the service itself is running on-prem. You have a variety of databases that you can deploy and manage. So if we do provision, you can see all of the different types. Postgres being quite popular in saving licensing costs over Oracle, and NDB can help manage and do the minor updates that would take some time from your database team. And so we have running a couple databases. We got 1 on-prem and then 2 running in the cloud. We've also created clones, so you can create additional copies that are really quick to create for your DBA so they can always have fresh data to work off of. And if we take a look at the Nutanix clusters, so we have our on-prem cluster, and then we also have this cluster running in AWS. So we can really add, as many clusters as we want to manage here. And so if we take a look at our Prism Central, we see that we have these databases that we were showing in the previous screen. And if we take a look at this IP 10.78.134, it really is, we have this subnet plumbed in. The ERA agent, it was a former name of the database service name. So if we go into our AWS console, we see that we have this subnet listed here. We don't really care about the names matching, but you can see that we have the proper CIDR information listed there. Now, so we have this database running on our cluster. It has a native AWS IP, which then we have, you can have these endpoints. So we already have one for S3, so we can get direct access to S3 without going over the internet. Same thing with AWS Glue. So we have this endpoint so it can talk securely to our database. So we've already set that up. And now when we go into our AWS Glue DataBrew, we can start grabbing that information and transforming it, and then maybe even loading it into our data lake. So here, if we go to data sets, we've just loaded a Northwind database, which may sound familiar. So we have this information. This is just PG admin that we're running here. So I'll put that down. So as far as if we do an edit here, we can see that we have a database connection, which is pretty straightforward. And so it's a fully routable IP address that makes this all happen. And then if we go into projects, we've already ran it once, but if we launch this project inside of DataBrew, we'll let this load. So we have all of our database information being presented. So, the service is working, and this would be similar to any other AWS service. So it really is that easy connecting to other cloud services within your environment. Use case that you can dream up with a cloud service, you're going to be able to do it. We have our PostgreSQL database running. It's talking to cloud services. So your use case only needs to be dreamed up with NC2. Save money on licensing on the database side, save money on the EC2 side, and connect to all of your cloud services. We'll see you in the next video.